creating cartoons when I was a little kid. I'd say around 4 or 5 when I started really getting into different illustrations. Then I progressed into painting around 2016. It's kind of a random thing. My girlfriend bought me a little paint set from Michael's, and I messed around with it, taught myself how to paint, and got pretty good at that. Did that for a while professionally, and then now I am diving into digital illustration, which is a work in progress, but it's definitely something that I'm really getting into right now. So art's always been a form of expression that I've been able to connect with really easily, more so than verbally saying anything or talking, whatever. In either first grade or kindergarten, I was assigned a Thanksgiving project, and so I had to do anything Thanksgiving related. And so I got this long piece of paper, constructed paper, and a pencil, and I just drew out this Thanksgiving dinner with pilgrims and Indians and turkeys and whatnot. And it was just this whole huge thing that I put together, and yeah. I'd have to say is Salvador Dali. The first time I saw him and his work was in a documentary back in high school, in one of my high school painting classes. I thought he was the most odd, bizarre artist I've ever seen. The way he carries himself and the way he expresses himself was always something that I could relate to, and so a lot of my work, a lot of my style, I owe it to him. So as a kid, I watched a lot of cartoons, and so a lot of my work would be based off of what I would see, and eventually I would start to kind of piece together different things that I saw, making it my own little thing. But yeah, I would say growing up until my teenage years, it was a mix of both. Just drawing what I saw, and then taking all that and then making up my own stuff, own characters and whatnot. Yeah, so Bob, Ace, they hit me up. They told me about Lapu Lapu's anniversary coming up in April, and they had this idea in mind of a scene between him and Magellan. And so after an hour or so of brainstorming, I went back home and put together some ideas, sketched it out on my iPad, sent it to them, revised some things, and yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, but yeah, eventually we put together something really cool. And yeah, we turned it into a shirt, and yeah, the rest was history. So for this illustration, I wanted to focus in on Lapu Lapu going up against Magellan. You have the poison arrow in his leg, the Spanish ships in the background, and I wanted to add a little old school feel, so I added the banners on top of the FMA Life, and of course the banner at the bottom that says Battle of Mactan. So aside from illustrating, I also customize shoes. We have an upcoming event in West Covina, Filipino American History Month, and for the event I customized a pair of Jose Rizal and Andres Bonifacio shoes, two of the Philippines' national heroes. Now that I'm going down this digital illustration route, I plan to further myself in it by bettering my technique, just constantly practicing. I'm working on some children's books, and yeah, I mean that's my main thing right now. Ever since that I got into digital, I plan on releasing a line of my own children's books. Alright, so this is another collaboration between me and FMA Life series creator Bobby Torres. One day we were training at the park and we had a little talk about how he always wanted to write his own book, and we came across the idea of putting one together, and so here it is. So Bobby wrote the story in about a day. Afterward he sent it over to me, I read it over, and that's what inspired me to create these colorful characters. I wanted it to appeal to a younger crowd and get kids of all ages to get an idea of what FMA is in the simplest way. So you'll see some familiar faces such as Steve Del Castillo of Bunal brand, Grandmaster Nining of NNG Balantawak, as well as Master Eugene of Wattbag Velez lineage. You'll also see me, Ace, John, and Bobby here too.